So I'm going to spend a minute and talk to you today about this idea of social constructivism. This idea of we create learning through collaborative experiences. Essentially, I'm creating my truth based on what I'm experiencing, based on what I'm seeing and hearing. There is a tremendous ability within humanity to create responses within ourselves to develop our own truth. One of the most powerful ways we do that is through our language. I'll give you an example. Here's an example. If I were to come into the room wherever you're at, and I had this large wooden bowl full of fresh lemons picked right off the tree, and I were to hand one to you, and I were to take one, and the room begins to smell with citrus, and you were to take a big smell of that lemon, ooh, yeah. And that would give you a knife, and we would zest these lemons, right? We're getting zest all over the place, and it's almost like the room is getting thick with this lemony, citrusy smell. And then I hand you a cutting board, and I take a cutting board, and we slice down that lemon, and juice kind of squirts in the eye a little bit, and then the lemon just falls over, and juice kind of drains out on our cutting board. And I say, okay, now slice off a little wedge. So you slice off a little wedge, and I slice off a little wedge, and we hold it. And I say, okay, take a bite out of that lemon. I suspect wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you were paying attention to my words and what was just happening right in front of you, you had a physiological respect. Some of you were salivating. Some of you made that face. Some of you might even actually smell citrus. Maybe you're remembering an experience with lemons with somebody you loved. You know how we did that? Language. We created a brand new truth. I don't know if you're in the United States. I'm in the flyover country in the United States. I don't know where you're at. But I suspect somehow my words just cause a mental, emotional, physiological experience out of you. Sometimes we lose sight of that our words, as I read somewhere once, have the power of life or death in them. Some of us are so busy speaking death and lies over our children and over our marriage that it's creating a physiological, mental, emotional experience in us that is suffering. I don't know. Maybe we need to create a different experience through truthful, life-giving words, and watch and see what kind of change may very well take place within you, going from hopeless to hopeful, seeing only negativity to seeing the truth, and being able to live in that. Because I do think we have the ability to create truth, and we do that within our language. Maybe push pause this week and reflect on the type of language you're using. It might be full of death and lies.